you so much, Joelle. And happy birthday. Happy birthday to our June babies. Every time that video just warms my heart. I could be feeling like really sad, and then I see that video. And I really want the guy on that video and that song who comes from the background, goes, happy birthday. I really want him to walk around with me. I want him in my life. So great. We're so grateful for your birth during this time on this earth. And these are exceptional times for sure. So we are here to focus in on building discomfort resilience through containment. Let's take a moment to write that down. Building discomfort resilience through containment. And after you've written that down, I'm going to actually invite you to just put down your pen or pencil, journal, paper, keyboard, etc. And we're going to start with some kinesthetic learning. So this might be brand new to you. This might be a re-return, or it might be something that you saw watching a previous weekly training roundtable, but the first time being together in community. So again, you're just going to put down everything that's in your hands. Maybe you need to push yourself back from a desk if needed, so you just have a little bit of room. And just first start by raising your hands up and just really begin to just move them all around. And this movement is a demonstration of our highly sensitive shadow of overwhelm. So maybe even bring something to mind where where you just start to get overwhelmed, and then really just give that physical kinesthetic interpretation of overwhelm. Really feeling that energy build, and then begin to block in overprotection, and think of times or ways that you've tried to prevent yourself from being overwhelmed and just wanting to keep everything away so that you don't risk being overwhelmed, and really feel that energy of keep away, try to protect. And then together, let's take in a breath and let it out. Bring one hand, your right hand, into a fist. And we're going to start with a horizontal movement, which is up, and then a shift into vertical, and then a shift into in front, and then a shift into a fist down. So horizontal, vertical, front, down. Together again, horizontal, vertical, front, down. One more time, horizontal, vertical, front, down. Same with the left side, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, front and down, horizontal, vertical, front, down, horizontal, vertical, front, and down. Back to overwhelm, really feeling. I know for me, one of the things that really tends to trigger my overwhelm is anything when I have to be doing and managing a lot of paperwork. It is literally as if my brain disconnects and misfires, and then into the overprotection. And then shifting from the overwhelm and the overprotection into a focus. Stay with the right side. One more time. Focus. Left side. Last time. Back to the right side. And begin to feel the right side shift from focus into flow. Same horizontal, vertical, front and down, but from focus into flow. Left side, horizontal, vertical, front and down, horizontal, vertical, front and down. One more time. Bring your hands into prayer and breath in and let it out. Beautiful. Building discomfort resilience through containment is the shift from overwhelm and overprotection into being able to focus and then into being able to flow. Overwhelm, overprotection, focus, flow. Take a moment, place your hand or hands on your heart. Close your eyes and bring into your mind and into your heart a moment where you felt overwhelmed. Go with the first thing that comes to mind or shows itself to you. No right, no wrong, no judgment, no attachment. Now bring to mind a moment when you were in overprotection. Again, go the first thing that shows itself to you. Now, a moment when you suddenly erupted in anger, anger that you later regretted. First thing that comes to mind, first thing that shows itself to your heart. No right, no wrong, no judgment, no attachment. Now bring to mind a moment when you allowed fear to talk you out of taking a risk. First thing that shows itself to you, mind and heart. No right, no wrong, no judgment, no attachment. Breath in and let it out. Overwhelm, overprotection, eruption of anger that you later regretted, fear talking you out of taking a risk, speaking your mind, allowing your eyes to gently come back on open, perhaps leaving hand on heart if you feel unsettled or any other response to the kinesthetic learning where hand on heart calms our nervous system. Our energy, our emotions is all about how you interact with other people. Our energy, our emotions tend to be felt more deeply by those of us who are highly sensitive. So if our emotions are about how we interact with other people, and we as highly sensitives experience our emotions more deeply, then we most likely will experience our interactions with other people more deeply. For those of us who are highly sensitive entrepreneurs or leaders, we kind of can't get away without interacting with other people. So it becomes a call to learn how to be in discomfort resilience through our interactions with other people by learning how to contain our emotions. These are challenging times. We are faced in any given moment with potentially having our nervous system hijacked. I know for myself, last week, I definitely experienced my own limbic hijack. more than I've ever experienced recently, processing the trauma trigger of Uvalde, Texas. Yet, developing discomfort resilience is the process of strengthening the skill of learning how to contain and control your emotions so that when you experience uncomfortable emotions, you don't stay stuck in them. Please write that down. Developing discomfort resilience, strengthening the skill of controlling your emotions, containing your emotions, allows you to experience uncomfortable emotions without staying stuck in them. Now, this gives you access to your highly sensitive strengths. This is the opposite of overwhelm. It is the opposite of overprotection. It is access through your highly sensitive strengths to focus and flow in spite of what's happening around you. Please write that down. In spite of what's happening around you, whether that be you faced with interacting with another person, such as a selling conversation, or the need to have a difficult conversation, family, friends, colleagues, team, or whether it be with something on a global level, with a global impact, such as Uvalde, Texas last week. Developing discomfort resilience through containment is a skill that is absolutely doable and teachable. Write that down. Now, very, very, very important. Here's what containment is not. Capital N-O-T. What containment is not. It is not suppressing. It is not ignoring. And it is not soothing. Suppressing your emotions, ignoring your emotions, soothing your emotions won't make those emotions go away. Suppressing, ignoring, and soothing will very likely toss you into the highly sensitive coping cycle and your highly sensitive coping mechanism. What containment is, capital I, capital S. Containment is acknowledge your feelings while also recognizing that your emotions don't have to control you. And I'll say that again. Acknowledging your feelings while recognizing that your emotions don't have to control you. So if you've heard me say, feel your feelings without becoming them, that is part of the process of the skill of emotional containment. Emotional containment is taking personal responsibility, and emotional containment is turning to the tools to shift your emotions and energy. So emotional containment both gives validity to what you're feeling, yet not needing to default to shadows of overwhelm, overprotection, or coping mechanisms of pushing, hiding, or combo plattering. But instead, by taking personal responsibility, turning to the tools, you can both acknowledge and feel your feelings while choosing to shift into a higher state of highly sensitive functioning. Again, it is a process that is doable and teachable. And it is the key to being able to continue to create in the midst of discomfort. It's not either or. It's both and. Here are the tools that will help you. Excuse me, before I share those tools, I want to emphasize 3 elements to the process of containment. 3 key elements. Those 3 key elements are name, reframe, elevate. And I'll say that again. Name, reframe, elevate. To name equals to identify, meaning to identify the emotion, to identify the feeling. Reframe is the flip of the switch, to reframe the thoughts attached to the feeling. Elevate is a shift in perception, otherwise known as a business miracle, to see things differently. Again, name, reframe, elevate. Tools that will help you access these 3 key elements, supporting you to build discomfort resilience through the process of emotional containment. OFTU. The OFTU gives you clarity on what you're actually feeling. Identify, reins it, allows you to recognize, name, inquire, reframe, and nurture, elevate. And most importantly, your 4Q intuitive plan. Your 4Q intuitive plan, which is created from your heart through a proprietary process that I now lead for our entire community every 4 months. Intuitive Planning Day coming up in just 2 weeks' time. Your 4Q intuitive plan is intentionally designed for emotional containment. Please write that down. Your 4Q intuitive plan is intentionally designed for emotional containment. Here's how. 1, it comes from your heart's guidance. It is created through your intuition, directing you toward what you need in these upcoming 4 months to experience balance and sanity. It is its own frame, its own container through the 4 Qs to support you with each week consistently being in a process of naming, reframing, and elevating. Now, I know for myself, when I experienced that major limbic hijack last week, like I haven't experienced in quite a long time, I immediately turned to my 4 Qs. Because if you've been watching the Power of the Heart videos or rewatching the Power of the Heart videos found in your online learning center on your Intuitive Planning Days page, those videos demonstrate the neuroscience that your heart, your intuition is ahead of what your intellect is able to process. So I knew that when I experienced that limbic hijack last week, that nervous system overwhelm, my 4 Qs had the answer to bring me back to balance, because my heart would have known it was coming. If you have not yet, create space over the next 2 weeks to watch and rewatch those Power of the Heart videos to support you in being present for Intuitive Planning Day like you've never been present before. When I spoke on last week's training roundtable about showing up, this is what I was talking about. This is the way that we are being called up through these continued exceptional times as highly sensitives to be able to master discomfort resilience through a process such as emotional containment, rather than shutting down, going into overprotection, succumbing to overwhelm, burning out, closing our business doors, or worse. It is not the automatic, highly sensitive response. We can and are capable of emotional containment, focus, flow, creating beyond socialized expectations and experiencing the realm of miracles in spite of. Turn to the tools, prepare yourself, and be present for Intuitive Planning Day. Breath in and let it out. Awesome.